I like to think of homestead security as like an onion with all of these different layers coming down to the core or the center of the onion, which is the inside of your home. The outer limits of your homestead security, the skin of the onion, ought to be the community that you live in. It would be best if you could start a neighborhood watch program or a community watch program where all of your neighbors are watching out for each other. But if your neighbors don't want to participate in something like that, or you're the only one in the area, it would still be a really good idea to put a community watch sign out on your street way away from your homestead so that anybody that comes into the area, they will know that there is at least one person, you, watching out for the area. And that will deter some people. Posted, no trespassing, keep out. The second layer of your homestead security really ought to be your property lines, your property boundaries. And if you can put signs up like this, no trespassing signs, that is going to keep some people out. You know, some people are just oblivious to what's going on around them. They're hikers, they're hunters, they're mountain bikers, they're just people out exploring in the country, and they don't realize that they are maybe encroaching on your property. Signs like this and fences would be a really good idea to put around your property lines to help keep some people out.
Tuxer, why are you hooked up? Tux, are you ignoring me? Why are you hooked up today, huh? Did you do something crazy? Where's all your safety equipment, mister?
I don't know, I don't have any. I'm unsafe.
When the time stood still and I felt the weight of the moment, then I knew I could tell you felt it too. Oh my darling.
We trimmed up our branches so that our sign will be visible for those coming down our road. So now we're gonna put it up. This sign right here leads us into our third point.
The third layer of our homestead security is actually within our property bounds, within our property lines. And, you know, having a sign like this that says we have security cameras in use does a really good job of deterring people, because criminals, whether they're thieves or otherwise, want to get away free. They're looking for easy targets. And if they think that a camera is going to pick up their image, man, a lot of them will go and find an easier target. It's not enough just to have a sign saying that you have security cameras, but you actually need to install some security cameras. And today we are going to be adding 2 different cameras to our already existing system. And these cameras are excellent for off-grid applications. These are the 2 cameras that we are going to be installing today. And if you look at them, I mean, the picture-wise, they look like they are almost identical. But the thing is, they're not. They're very different cameras. So let's go with this one first. This has an accompanying solar panel, which makes it great for an off-grid situation. So let's open this up and take a look at what we get. We get an information package here full of information, and then a little styrofoam protector thing. But this is the good stuff here, right? This is the camera, 1080p camera, and it is actually Wi-Fi enabled. So if you're going to use this in an off-grid situation, you're going to need to have Wi-Fi available to connect it to, so that it can send the video and alerts and notifications and all of that to your mobile device wherever you are in the world. Put this on here like this. All right, then we can put our antenna on so that it can connect to the Wi-Fi. You can point it up or point it down, whichever way is going to work best for your situation. So this right here is the basic camera. It can pan and tilt both. You control it from your phone. So go ahead and set this guy down right here and check out the accompanying solar panel. Again, we get an information package with it. This is the solar panel itself. Cool, pretty long cord on there. We'll see how long it is when we actually get it installed. Cool. And here's the mount for it. Huh. Well, that's a metal mount right there. It looks like it's all metal. So this is camera number 1. Camera number 2 connects with the cell system here, right? So let's look at this. This is like truly off-grid, but you have to have cell service wherever you're putting it. So right here, you put your SIM card right in here, and then you have your mount similar to the other one, right? It looks basically the same. And then inside of here, we have our bigger cell tower antenna, which will screw right on here, just like the other antenna. But this one is much bigger. Now included with this one actually comes the solar panel. It's not a separate purchase. But right here, solar panel. And the solar panel mount, exactly the same as the other one. All right, so we'll get this guy on here, get the antenna on. We're just gonna do a comparison here. So here's the difference between the two cameras. Really the only visible difference is the antennas, but they do work completely different and will give you a lot more capability in an off-grid situation if you go with this camera right here. Let's go ahead and get these bad boys installed and see how they work. We're gonna mount one of those cameras right up here on the front of the garage. Okay, camera and antenna. So we'll go ahead and, well, can we? I think we can. Put the antenna on. Point it down. And then we've got our power switch actually right here. So let's go ahead and turn it on. You hear that? It's ready to go because it has a battery in it. And so the solar panel really charges the battery. So it'll work all the time, even if it doesn't have sunlight. To stop that beeping, let's go ahead and set it up, and then we'll hook the solar panel up to it, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so we go to the RioLink app here. We're gonna hit plus, and it's gonna ask us to scan the QR code on the back of the camera. Probably should have done this before I screwed it on there. But it's right here. Go ahead and scan that guy. All right, so now it says to configure the Wi-Fi. So we configure Wi-Fi. It says, I'm hearing the dinging sound. Yes, I am. Now we need to scan the QR code that it's gonna show me here. Okay, here we go. I hear the beeps, yes. Scan.
Scan succeeded. Camera is connecting to your router. Please wait.
I think it might have been too bright outside.
The router succeeded. Welcome to RioLink.
Welcome to
Connection
RioLink.
to the router succeeded.
Thank you. All right, now we click next, and I heard the voice that says connection to the router was succeeded. Next, connecting to your camera. Hello, people now. Here we are. Okay, cool. All right, now we can put it up here. Go ahead and connect to it. All right, so we can see the cars right here. And now, watch this, man. Ha ha ha.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
We can pan it down some if we want. All the way down to the ground. Whoa, all the way past the ground, into the wall. We got our solar panel mounted up right there. Cable being run down to the camera right here. Test it out here for a while, see if that's a position that we like it. The awesome thing about these cameras is you can move them anywhere you want because they don't require any power cords, right? You don't have an outlet nearby or nothing. You want to hang it on a tree somewhere? You can hang it on a tree somewhere. It doesn't really matter. Just have to have a little bit of sun each day to keep that battery charged up. We're gonna mount this one right here on the corner of the house. That way we can look out that way, or we can look back this way, or anywhere in between. We got the camera hooked up there on the corner, and as you can see right here, guys, we are connected to 4G, and it is streaming to us right now. We can also pan with it to the left and to the right. It is a little bit slower in its response to move back and forth, up and down, than the Wi-Fi connected cameras, but it still works and it's still going to give us the notifications that we want and record those motion events so that whatever goes on here on the homestead, we can see it. Even if our solar gets stolen, we'll still have this camera here as a backup that can keep an eye on everything. Guys, I am thoroughly impressed with these cameras here. From this camera, I can look all the way over here. I can see all of this from that little camera right there. I will link down in the description of this video to resources, including these cameras for homestead security. The push notifications work great. Actually, check out what happened last night. The final layer of our homestead security really has to do with securing the inside of our home. Now, there's a few different ways that we could do that. One is by hardening our doors, right? So in our home, we have so many windows and sliding glass doors. To me, it just doesn't make sense to really harden the house. But if somebody is to get into the house, there are cameras within the house to capture them. But if we're here, there is another very strong deterrent to motivate them to leave. And this right here, guys, is my tool of choice. It has two functions. One is a grand deterrent with that terrifying sound that everybody knows. And then it'll stop just about anything. There's a lot of different components that can go into a homestead security system. These are just some of the ones that we have in ours. But I know, guys, that you guys are like thinking up all different kinds of ideas. Maybe you're thinking of guard dogs, gates, and booby traps, and alarm systems, and sirens, and who knows what, right? Let me know down in the comments below what other types of things you think would be good to incorporate in a rock-solid homestead security system. I picked out this video right here for you to watch next. Go ahead and click right there, and I will see you over in that video in just a second.